is quite different. The estimate that we have seen, I mean, all the publications, all the research suggests that there are over 1 million artisanal miners in Ghana. If you add our foreign guests, the figure would have gone up quite significantly. Again, if you look at the current, the equipment being used compared to what was being used some 15 years ago, you see a huge difference. I was speaking with somebody in authority, and we came to some conclusions that there are more excavators in this country now than there are students in Achimota Secondary School. If you want to question that, go to the harbors, go to Tama Harbour. A lot of excavators to be cleared. Those of us who use the George Bush Highway, just from Talo down to Malam, you see the number of excavators there. I'm not sure they are all for road constructions. I am sure they are for some other purpose. And I must say that the use of excavator per se is not a bad thing. It probably improves efficiency. But what it also means is that a piece of work that would be done in 5 years using the old implement will be done in 5 days using all these things. Now, if you look at the figures that you see from the Minerals Commission, last year Ghana produced close to 4 million ounces of gold. Now the estimation is that between 33 and 35% of that amount was produced by small-scale miners. If you did the calculations very well, it meant that small-scale miners would have generated over $200 million or so dollars. And if you look at 5% of that amount to be paid in royalties, that would be, I think your calculations would work. The gold price, the average gold price last year was 1,600. And so if you did the calculations, you're talking about significant loss of money. And the internal revenue, the GRA will tell you that there's not much received from the small-scale mining in terms of taxes. So that is the kind of loss, that is the kind of leakage that the country is experiencing, for which all the time there seem to be the big companies that needs to be taxed. Now if you move away from there, the footprints, by the use of those technology, the footprint has increased. And because a large number of them are operating outside the realm of the law, no one does Aubynn on them. No one holds them responsible for reclamation. As a country, we don't know the footprint, the carbon footprint following from this activity. I think small-scale mining is good, and I will always repeat this. Small-scale mining is good, especially for the employment generation that it creates and the impact on local economies. But its environmental footprint are so huge that as a country, if we were to formalize and make them work better, then, so I don't want to be negative at all. I want that to be done, the formalization, to ensure that the country reaps the benefits. If we were to formalize them and get them work properly, then I think my calculation was about $112 million that we lost in taxes would come to mainstream. The environment will be properly managed. People will work peacefully and safely, because we hear of the number of deaths. Last year alone, the figure that has been turned around is about 300 to 350 human beings, Ghanaians largely, dying because they went out to look for something to, as we say in our local language, to chop, something small to chop. So formalizing and making it work as a business would actually help people work peacefully. I want to imagine someone who is in the right dress, working there, going to work, closing from work, and coming boldly. Then I went to work in a mine. The only difference between Goldfields and my mine is that I'm small scale and Goldfields is a large scale. The only difference between Newmont and my mine is large scale and small scale. That's it. The rest, safety, I'm safe. Environment, I take that responsibility. Taxes, I pay that. So as a country, we need to do that. Why haven't we done that? I have heard many arguments. Complexity, they complain about the procedure. I want to say that some people say it takes time. If it takes 3 months to get all these things done, I think we must have the patience. Because you see, when you go to somebody's land and you see there's mineral there, and you think you must be allowed to do so in 5 minutes, or in 5 days, or 5 weeks, remember that in somebody's land, which he may be working on that, and there may be some encumbrances that need to be removed. So it is important that the Minerals Commission does its work well. It is important that the EP also does its work well. I think we need to support them. We need to make sure that capital, which is really one of the biggest challenges of the small scale or prospective small scale proper ones, they don't have the money. So there should be, we should think outside the box to find ways and means to make capital available if it's a matter of doing some plant pooling for which those who really have the regular licenses, because some people have the license but they'll be operating elsewhere because they even don't have the knowledge to know that the land is really, really highly mineralized. So I think that is my comments on the small scale mine. I thought everybody knows about that. The only challenge is that we don't know how to address that, or we haven't had the willpower to stop it. And I think what the President has done the last 2 months or so, I think should be seen in a positive light, in my view. I'm a full supporter of small scale mining, but I think one, we must stop the illegalities. And those who are doing this stopping of illegalities must also be careful that there are others who are doing it legally, so that you don't mistake any small scale mining activity to be illegal. But we should stop the illegality. I mean, we shouldn't countenance that. So once we stop that, we must find ways and means of helping them to do well. So that is my sermon on the small scale mining. It's not on the mount yet. But I am also trying to give a closing remark.